welcome back to Adobe Live. My name is Anika and I'm your host today. Thank you so much for being here and sticking around after Ryan Selby for Offset Week. Hey, everybody, to you all in chat, Happy New Year, Happy 2024. Let me know what you did for your celebrations and where are you tuning in from. I am streaming from Toronto, Canada. It is not sunny. That's my fake light right over here. Thank you, Elgato, not sponsored. But I want to say hi to everyone. Thanks for being here. I have my little sunset lamp going on in the background because that's all the sun we're getting here in Canada. But I hope you all are doing well. With the new year, I feel like it is important to boost your business, upgrade your marketing strategies, and that's what we're doing today. I'm going to be using Adobe Illustrator and boosting our business via traditional marketing. So we'll create some note cards, some postcards using Illustrator, enabling you and your small business to market yourself in our old traditional ways because print is not dead. Let's dive into it head on before we do that, let me say hi to the chat because I always forget to do that. I have my eyes on you, chat. I have the YouTube and the Behance chat right over here. If you are Wow, almost showed myself there. If you are tuning in for the first time, hi again, my name is Anika. We are live on Adobe Live. This is Offset Week, so thank you for joining us and welcome back for another year of Adobe Live. I want to say hi to Ryan, Oliver, Cody, Rick, Bruce. Did I say Rick? I did say Rick. Jack and Barbara over on the YouTube chat. Thank you so much for being here. And Monster and Coffee and Tea all mixed together is what keeps all of us going. I feel that. Okay, without further ado, I want to jump into my screen, which is what we always do. This is my Instagram. If you are so inclined to follow some of my personal life, some of my design, BTS as they say in the Gen Z world, if you are so inclined, make sure to give me a follow over on Instagram. And let's dive into Illustrator. This is what we're doing today. We're starting from scratch. I do have something that I printed out for test. And I want to create something for the Lunar New Year, the Chinese New Year, which is coming up on quickly, and it's the Year of the Dragon. So we're going to be using small basic shapes to create something and making something with blends in Illustrator. I'm really inspired by one of my friends, Matt Mateusz, and he does a lot of basic shapes and uses all of that for his design work. I actually created something from my old Inktober illustrations, which was a pumpkin illustration, and then I ended up making something which was like a notebook cover, and this is what I ended up creating. It is all basic shapes, and that's my inspiration for today. I'm using all these shapes to create something fun for the Year of the Dragon. Okay, so this is something that's in the description if you're reading it or if you read it before. But these are the 5 things that we're going to do to promote or boost our business. So it doesn't matter if you're a standalone freelancer or if you're a small one person or 2 people company. I think this idea works across for everyone and no matter what industry you're in. So if you're working for yourself or even if it's a side hustle, I feel like this works all the time. So let's dive into it. The first is actually creating a template for the note card design, which is nothing but a 5x7 template file in Illustrator. So it's going to be, this stream is going to be a mix of like information and also fun and like experimentation within Illustrator that I'll be doing because it's like Friday. It's a little more low-key, like learning at the same time, explaining at the same time, having fun while you're creating, and really coming back to why you started creating in the first place. So creating a template for the note card design is when we create the Illustrator template file and then choosing a print ready color palette. I think I have some ideas because it's going to be like Chinese New Year. Red is considered really auspicious. So we're going to be including red or like a variation of red. Notice that I'm on CMYK here because I want to print it, but you can obviously also use RGB in case you're using an RGB printer. Nowadays you can print RGB, so keep that in consideration when you're actually printing your designs. And then key design elements for effective marketing. This will be a QR code that we'll add in Adobe Express, and then exporting and printing the note card, which I have secretly already done, don't tell anybody, and then repurposing your design to share across digital social media platforms. We'll also experiment a little bit. I think I want to create some lanterns and some line work as well, so we're gonna do all of that. But let's start by going to the home button and creating a template Illustrator file. Meanwhile, if you have any questions for me, pop them in the chat and I will be happy to answer them. All right, so I don't know if about you all, but I created like an illustration for the ear of the tiger, and that was really cool. That was a couple of years ago. But today I actually want to create this dragon with like circles and squares. I think that's gonna be key for today. But let's start with a postcard size file. So I'm gonna put my file dimensions in inches just so it's easier for me. And a postcard, standard postcard size is usually a 5 by 7. And I want it to be a landscape orientation, so that's what I'm doing here. Maybe I want to make some experimentation like postcard designs. I want to make like color variations. I'm gonna make the artboards to 4 just in case I decide to change my mind. I want the bleed on all the artboards. Even though I'll show you a fun thing when we get into the file that you can actually like, if you drag your artboards using the duplicate like option click and drag, you will be able to get bleed on all of those artboards by default because your file settings have bleed in it. All right, and then inches in Canada, yes, yeah, that's how we roll. I'm gonna use CMYK here, and then there are more settings that you can dive into, but we don't need to do that. We don't need to do any of that today. I'm gonna click on create, and this is where I have my new file right over here, which will be as a template file, right? So I have this, and this is where I can do all the setup that I have previously done in my file that I'm gonna be using today. And that's like help if you have any text that you want. And then you have postcard back, postcard front, that's just layers. So I'm gonna rename that here as postcard front, and I'm gonna say 5 by 7. And this can change for your use case because you may not be printed on a 5 by 7. Maybe you're printing on an 8.5 by 11, which is letter size. So make sure to change the artboard size over there as well in case you're printing like a larger size. Maybe it's an 18 by 24. Maybe you're making a poster for your clients or potential clients or your colleagues or your work friends. So any of that, make sure to change the artboard sizes. And if you don't know how to do that, you can click on the artboard here and then go ahead to your properties panel and do that as well. So I feel like all of this is super easy because you can, if you know the basics of Illustrator, you know how to get to it. But feel free to ask me any questions about like how to change the size. If I want to change the bleed outside of it, I can go back to my file and go to document setup again and change how much the bleed is, right? So I can change that from here within the file after the fact. Okay, so now I have these two layers, and then maybe I want to add like a layer in here which says graphic elements, right? And then I want to copy that in here and say graphic elements again for the back and the front both. So I'm going to drag that in here and then create a new layer that says text. Maybe we have like a text layer in both the front and the back of the postcard because depending on where you're creating the postcard or the note card. I say note card because it can also have like little notes that are personalized for your clients or your colleagues. So you can add the text. If it's just a postcard, it could also serve like, I feel like when I create something for print, I always want to create something that is like serves more than one purpose. So when I say I'm creating a note card or a postcard, I would want it to be something that's so usable after the fact that people would just not throw it away. It would be frameable. Maybe it's like something that can be used and displayed all around the year. So the front of the postcard or the note card would act like as a frame or like a tiny little painting that you can actually put in a frame. I have actually personally done that. I don't know if you all have, but like some expensive prints. I went for a Keith Haring exhibition and one of the prints was so expensive and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna grab myself a $5 postcard because that is fun. I can still frame it. All right, so this is our file, right? But what if I want to keep reusing this and not go through this process every single time? I can go to file and click on save as template, and that's gonna help me make this file a template file, and I can use this as a template whenever I want. Now by default it goes to your Illustrator folder in your applications. So there are some presets, some scripting, some support files in here, and it goes to cool extras, templates and blank templates. This is where you can add your templates if you want them to like open up as you go. But if you just want to create a template that's like is in a folder, or if you want to send it to someone, you can create it on the desktop as well. I have like a folder here that I'm going to use, and then I'm going to click use this as Illustrator template, leave it as is because I'm not going to be changing the name of this. And then I'm going to bring my file folder in here, and this is the template that we just created. Let me quickly close this file and then bring up my Finder window again and open this with Illustrator. Now, as expected, this should have worked as it is, right? The color mode is CMYK, and these were the layers that I created. So every single time I create a new file with this, it's gonna open up the same template. So let me do that again to show you how that works. And it's just going to create a new file, untitled 5 and untitled 4 in this case. This was the first time I clicked on it, and this was the second time I clicked on it. The template remains the same. Just in case I change anything in the template initially, I would have to save it again in this case, because this was like created in like this. I'm essentially not changing the template in here because this was a file that was created from the template. Let me know if that makes sense. A little hard to digest because a lot of people don't use templates in Illustrator, but I feel like for me personally, if you're doing client work or any of the work for yourself that requires repetition, this is super easy, just as variables and all of the fun stuff. Okay, so now that we're here, let me go back to what we wanted to do. The first step is done. 10 minutes into it and we're already done with the first step. Wow. Starting 2024 on good note. All right, so choosing a print ready color palette, I feel like I want to go to this graphic element area and use some colors. I do want the reds, so I actually want to go to my color, where if I can find it, right here, and see if I can find like a red that's saturated. I do want some saturation in it. Let me actually zoom in a little bit so you guys can see these colors. I think this is a good one. I want to say maybe, sorry, I just saved that instead of duplicating that. That is typical. All right, so I'm just creating like copies of this because I want to see what this looks like. And maybe I want to change like just the saturation of it a little bit, and then maybe the brightness, because I want to make like a contrasting color because I want shadows in there as well. And then maybe I want like a gold, because a lot of like Asian cultures have gold and red with them, and golds and reds really go well together. So I feel like I should add one of those colors. Ooh, I actually really love this. Okay, wait, let me see. Not really. Maybe not that. Okay, let's see. Maybe the hue is, I guess we could use something like this. Alright, that for now looks alright. And then maybe I want to color pick this guy and then bring it up here. Perhaps like saturate a little bit more. I think I want to do that and then change the hue a little bit. Yeah, I think that's like a copper gold, but I'm not mad about that. I think I like it. I don't know. What do you guys think? Have you guys ever worked with like any of these colors before? I don't like this one, so I'm gonna remove that. But these are like classic colors. I think we have always like seen these colors associated with like API Heritage Months, or like all of the like auspicious colors in the Chinese culture. I feel like that they are always being used, but very like in moderation, in the right context. It's important to like consider color in your design as well, because it may be good or bad depending on where you're releasing your design. So that's also super important. But this is a color palette that we're gonna work with today. Let's keep it on the side here, and I do want to make some variations, but maybe we'll do that after the fact. So now that we have a print ready color palette, the next step is to make key design elements for effective marketing, and also the illustration that goes on the postcard or the note card itself. So for this step, I actually want to go to Adobe Express real quick, and also my Instagram. I'm going to copy my URL in here and quickly create a QR code, because I think this is an important step. And once we get into Illustrator, I want to stay in Illustrator. So let's get this out of the way. Click on the plus button. I'm at new.express.adobe.com, which is a very super handy dandy website. Go to this web app and click on quick actions and look for QR. So I click QR here, and since I had that already on my clipboard, I have Instagram right here. Click or press the return key or the enter key on your keyboard, and this is my Instagram. If you're watching this live, scan the QR code and see what it does. I don't know, let me know in chat what it does. I'm gonna let it be for about 30-ish seconds while I talk about what you can do with the QR codes here. You can actually change the style of it as well. which I think is super cool. If you want to go for a very like approachable, fun kind of design, you can make it like these curved um, what do you call that? Like rounded rectangles? Yeah, that's what it is. Or these circles. If you have a lot of circles in your designs, you want consistency, maybe you can do that. And then you can change the marker border in here as well. I think I like the default option because it just like looks very clean to my eye. And then I have the marker center, which I can change in here as well. I think this is perfect for me because it has all squares. It's made of all squares, and I love that. Okay, so I'm gonna download that. I know that some people in chat are telling me what the QR code does, and they're saying, oh, it opens up your Instagram or brings you to very cool designers' Instagram. Thank you so much for pointing that out. Yeah, if you're not following, shameless plug, go ahead and give that a follow. But you can change the colors in here, but you can change these in Illustrator as well, which is cool with the image trace. And you can change file options, file formats here as well. I'm gonna let that be to PNG and then click on download. Now this has brought me to my file here, which was downloads, and then I bring it up top here, which is still the same, my Instagram. Let me actually bring this to this different artboard, right? Now I did say that you can change the colors of this in Illustrator, and I actually think I've shown this before, but this is one of my favorite tricks where you can use image trace in Illustrator. Wait, did my panel open up somewhere else? I'm always confused. Every time you use like 2 or 3 screens and like a panel, like a dialog box. If you're like me, you have all your floating panels everywhere, and my floating panels just like open on a different window, and I'm like, wait, where is that? Okay, so I feel like over here, there's only 2 colors. I don't need to mess around with any of these because, as I said, these are squares. And yes, Cody, I can. Here we go. Is that better, Cody? I think that should work. Maybe it was like one of the songs in the playlist that's like a really loud variation and the others are soft. And so, like, when you get to that song, you're like, oh, the music is loud. But I hope that helps. Okay, so we have this, which is my QR code here, and I'm gonna let that be to advanced. Checking if I have any other messages. No, I don't. Okay, awesome. Let me know if that helps, Cody. I'm gonna turn that slightly down again, just in case. Okay, cool. And then we have this, and I'm gonna just ignore color. In this case, it's gonna be white. It automatically picked the color while tracing. And if I bring this up here, if I check and uncheck that, it's gonna show you what it does. So as soon as I clicked on ignore color, it removed all the whites from it. So the whites will not be traced to being vectors from the image that we put in Illustrator, right? So that's cool. And then I click on expand, and now all of this is actually vector. So if I zoom in, I can actually go in here and then double click on it to enter isolation mode and mess around with any of the shapes that we had. But initially we couldn't do that because this was actually an image. So since now all of these are vectors, I can bring it in here, like at the bottom maybe, and then create copies of it and color pick the colors that I have in here. So this will still work. And since this is not a packaging project, and since this is a personal project or a project that will still work and not, you don't have to adhere to any guidelines in this case per se. You do have to adhere to some guidelines like design guidelines, but not really the same level of if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but there's not an FDA regulation on your packaging that you have to follow that your QR code should be in this color, so you can make it consistent. In this case, I actually do like the black, but in case you want to change the colors, you can do that once you convert it with image trace. Someone in the chat, Jamil, I hope I'm saying your name right, you're saying, I didn't know you could create a QR code in Express. Yeah, in Adobe Express you can do a lot of other fun stuff as well. I'm glad you brought that up because there are a lot of quick actions in here. So if you go to new.express.adobe.com, click on the quick actions, and there's a ton of other things. So in case you're not subscribed to the full Creative Cloud, or you only have the Adobe Express subscription, or there are some of these that are free as well, you can remove background, resize image, caption, video, and all of this as well. So there are some fun ones in here. I love the PDF actions as well, and even the GIF/GIF debatable quick action as well. Thank you, Cody, for that sound check. All right, so that does our third step, and now we're gonna move into the actual fun stuff, which is creating our design. So let's dive into it. I'm gonna select maybe like the red color. Yeah, is that too bright? I don't know if that's too bright. Jack in the chat says that always happened to me on my Mac. They open as far away as possible on my other monitor. Yeah, I don't know why that happens, but it always happens. Okay, and then I think I want to create like basically the idea is to create a dragon with circles and semicircles, right? So I am gonna size this down, maybe like so. And then I want to center line everything. So I want to center line everything like this. And then maybe I want to like divide this. I'm going to use a shape builder in this case. And then I want to cut this out. And I don't really care if I don't have like a copy of this because at this point it's something that I can go back to. So I don't really care if this is not the same. And the next step would be Command C, Command F, and then flipping it around so that it's like a different shape in here. And this kind of looks like a dragon, right? It's like a fun little shape. And then I can go in and change color or whatever here. I think this like this color right next to it kind of tells me that it's like a little darker. I do want the contrast to be a little less. I'm gonna go to the brightness and increase the brightness a little bit. Maybe that's good. We're gonna do a little let's go to print proof setup and then go to like color blindness and see. Okay, it still like has enough contrast for that, so I think this should be good. Like I said, you do want to follow like some design principles, but like you also don't want to stray too much far away. Like use it as a guideline, not a rule, right? That's always been my rule. So I feel like this is good. I do want to keep this consistent, so let me actually make a copy of this just so that we have a copy of all these colors. And I think that's good. I think that's good. And then now let me just keep this as a thing. Okay. And then I want to bring it to like, and I have my smart guides turned on, which like really helps me align things. Like if I move this around, I really know where I'm going with this. So maybe if I wanted to be like, if I was um feeling experimental, I could do this and maybe make a fun shape out of it. This could be a fun shape. I feel like even not as a dragon, this could be like a fun little shape of like, hey, this is my timeline and this is what I'm gonna do, or my rules, or my goals for 2024. And you can start up here, go up top, and like a little snakes and ladder situation. I feel like this is very multi-purpose and you can do all of that in here as well. And now we're also going to create a tail because why not, right? And then I'm going to use this. The idea for this design is essentially that um everything is basic shapes and everything is blend mode, so I'm going to use just that. And then maybe I want to create like a shape, a tail in here. I think this would be good, right? And then I'm using the shape builder. You can also use the pathfinder for this, but I personally feel I don't like that. I personally find that the shape builder kind of helps me a lot. But if you go to the properties panel, you can actually go to the pathfinder and do it. Now you can go click to minus front and hold your option key, and that's going to retain your shape. And previously, I had to undo my pathfinder shape builder things and had to like paste the shape again. But you can actually, if you hold option while you're clicking this using the pathfinder, you can actually double click into it and enter isolation mode. It creates a compound shape as it says up top. You can actually move it around and like edit it in real time, and you don't have to go back and do it over again. I feel like that's really handy for making your work non-destructible, and like we always love that. I kind of find the stale weird, but we're gonna go with it. Okay, we're gonna go with it, and maybe we're gonna size it down just a little bit so it kind of like fits in the postcard or note card. Good. Cody says, looks like a little cloud too. Yeah, it kind of does. It's like a very mid century modern cloud. Like, you know how, like, some stars are like, okay, let me show you. I have to show you this. I was just looking at this today. So, what if I, like, create a gold star? I know that you all are, like, very familiar with Kathleen Illustrated. Kathleen Martin works at Adobe. I love her. She is amazing at design. She has, like, a YouTube channel that I follow, but she was making like stars which were like mid-century modern, and that kind of like when Cody said this is like a cloud, it kind of like is a mid-century modern kind of cloud. So the thing that I wanted to share was like, oh, if you create like a star by like hand or like by default, like this would be like a mid-century modern kind of star, right. Okay, all right, cool. I'm gonna delete that. Okay. Awesome. Jamil says, I love the way you change the color of the QR code. Thank you for the tips about the quick actions menu. Of course. Yeah. Let me know if you have any questions. I haven't ever seen you in chat before, but I haven't been here in a while. So let me know if you have any questions or feedback or suggestions for shapes. We're going to be diving into more shapes later. So let me know if you have any questions. All right. Now I want to create like a blend mode. So I'm going to create Command C, Command F, like a similar shape that we have here. And then I'm going to use this. Um, just the outline. So this is just a stroke. And I'm gonna go in here and align it to the inside so that it fits my shape. That is super cool. I think I already like the look of it. And then I'm gonna create a blend mode so it kind of looks like concentric circles. Because in Asian, like in the Asian culture, a lot of like the patterns are very like when I was doing AAPI Heritage Month last year, I did a week of streams and it was really fun and inspiring for me. And that's when I learned that there are a lot of patterns that have concentric shapes and circles. So I am using that as inspiration here. I'm gonna size that down just a little bit, and maybe we can turn off the scale strokes. But for now, actually, let's actually make it be 0.5, and then go ahead to Object, Blend, and Make. This has only created one little concentric circle to me, but from the properties panel, you can go to blend options and keep it on the side so you can see it in real time, and maybe make like 10. I do want everything to be consistent, so let me keep that to be 10. That kind of looks cool, but how about we make it 12 and then size the small one a little bit down so it kind of looks like there's equal amount of spaces and steps between every concentric circle, which is cool. Ran in the chat says, I'm a recent Pathfinder to Shape Builder convert. Really? I have always known you to be a Pathfinder person. I feel like Pathfinder has its own space and does really well when you want to keep your designs non-destructive. And I really love it for that personally. I feel like that is super cool. But sometimes when you're like, especially when you're working with like, let's say the Starbucks logo, or you're creating like something different, which is like, oh, you're working with like concentric circles and you want to really, really focus on that aspect, I think it's really important for you to like find that like what works better for you in that moment. Okay. Kind of got lost in that conversation. We're gonna send it to back and then I want to bring it to front. Okay. Now send this to back. All right. I think that's looking cool. And I do want to make like a face in here as well. So let's actually do that before we get into too much detail. We are 30 minutes in. So I do not want to waste like a lot of time. That's like a face situation. I don't know if this will work, but we'll see. I'm gonna center line all of that. Cody says, yeah, mid-century shapes are all kind of wonky in a good way. Yeah, Cody gets it. I knew someone would get it, right? But yeah, that was in Kathleen's video. I was watching that earlier today. I was binge watching her Christmas decoration videos, which are super cool. I was like, yeah, maybe I should go thrifting. Is that your 2024 thing, Anika? And I was like thinking to myself whether or not I should, but maybe it's not for me. I don't know. I don't know yet. Okay, I kind of like this. I don't know how much, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, not that. Maybe not that. And then I actually want to use this like so, and then maybe I want to create like some horns or like whatever to that. So let me actually go. This is like hand drawn, so it's gonna be wonky. These are the only shapes in this design that are not like not accurate. Is that the right word? Okay, actually, this is not that bad. You know what I want to do? I want to bring it up and then go to outline mode and see how that looks. Okay, that's actually not terrible. I feel like that is good for the first go, right? That's not bad. That's not bad, chat, right? Looking for some reassurance in 2024. Yes, always works. Okay, let me bring that down a little bit. Ooh, that does it. Okay, that actually does it for me. Okay, I feel like this is good. I think I'm gonna change this slightly. So I'm gonna go to my direct selection and maybe I want to bring this down a little bit, like slightly, right? Okay, and now they're like just as similar but just as different. You know what I mean? Like you change one thing and that's what makes them look different, but they're actually the same shape. I feel like that's what I really love about Illustrator, and this is why I love working in Illustrator because it's just so beautiful. I don't know. Let me know in chat if you agree. It's just like so beautiful. Okay, and then maybe I also want to create like an eye situation here. So I'm gonna make that white. That's terrible. that looked like such a stark contrast. Like made me go crazy, like, oh my god, what is wrong with you, man? Okay, and then I do want to change these to like a fan, like a very like, what do you call those? Like, what are those fan, like a hand fan? And I want to use a blend mode for that, which is cool. So I'm gonna start with, I don't know if this is gonna work, but we're gonna test it out. Okay, so I have this here, and I'm gonna go to effect, distort, and transform, and maybe I want to do like a zigzag. Okay, that's not gonna work. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. I know I said that I won't need these shapes, but guess what? I was wrong. I should have saved the circle size. I guess this is the same, right? Okay, let me go to command. Yeah, almost. Let's see. Yeah, this is cool. Kathleen's videos are so fun. I had them on over the holidays while I was working. Yeah, I love that. I love Kathleen's videos. They're so fun. If you guys are interested in like thrifting or like just fun times, and there's some art and design principles in there as well from time to time, go ahead and check out Kathleen Illustrated on YouTube. They have super cool videos. Okay, I'm gonna go to zigzag in this case, and you're wondering, what am I doing? How am I gonna create a fan out of this? I'm actually making this size like very small and making a lot of ridges, maybe like 15. 15 might do it. Like even smaller. Ooh, yeah. I think that's what we're looking for. 0.01. Yes. Okay. Are you catching my drift, chat? I don't know if you are, but we'll see. We'll see about that. Okay. Let me actually bring this up here. Bring this down here. And then make it all white so you can actually see what's going on. I think I can actually experiment with this being a little bit further up. So how about we make like 0.2, and yes, that's what we're looking for. And now I'm gonna make another copy. I'm just gonna use like is that centered? Yeah, that's centered. I'm actually gonna use this. Didn't want to do that. I actually wanted to expand this first so that it would not apply the zigzag shape to the bottom of the bottom panel, because I do want it aligned to the base of the dragon. So I'm gonna keep this here. And now we have our fan shape. So we started off from this, and then we decided that, oh, the zigzag would not do me any good. So we changed that to a regular circle. If I go to my outline mode, this is still a circle, but it has a zigzag effect applied to it, which is right here. And then we changed the zigzag a little bit because this is still non-destructive. And then we went ahead and expanded that, and there's no more effect here. So I'm gonna copy that here and bring that up. Bring that up top in here. So I'm gonna go back to my original. Yeah, right here. This also looks like such a dark contrast, and it's kind of like ruining the mood. Okay, and now we have this that I actually want to replace. So I'm gonna delete this and then bring that in here, like so. That looks cool. I'm not gonna lie. That actually looks really cool. Um, top. Oh, what? Oh, no way. Okay, what is going on? I think. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's cool. Chinese folding paper fan. Thank you so much, Cody. That's what I needed. That's why I love the moderators. Okay, and also like I love that. Okay, so fun fact, not about me, but about Cody. Cody knows floral design, and when I was like making this, I was thinking in my brain whether or not I should add some florals, and that would have been super cool if I did. But like, we'll see if we have time. Okay, so this is the shape. Okay, this is what we're going for. But right now, I feel like we also need a blend here. So yeah, I'm gonna bring this up here and then make it bigger until we like fit this design. Um, I think that's the thing. Maybe we can change like the blend modes of it. Is this not a blend anymore? That is so fascinating. Did I expand this? Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking in the wrong section. Yep. Okay, let's do 24 in this case. That's a lot. That's a lot of blending. Let's zoom out. Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot of blending. I don't know if I want this. Okay, how about we decrease the point size here? That's okay. That's disappeared. But maybe we want to decrease the blend option. So maybe I want to do like mm, 18. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. All right. The next thing I want to do, essentially, I think I want to move this to like the bottom though, not the top. Okay, let's bring this up here And then I want to choose this guy and align it because that's cool. Okay, and the stroke. Is it inside? It is inside. I feel like it's like slightly bigger. Yeah, there we go. And then the thing that's like throwing me off is the color. So I am gonna go ahead and change the color. And then I'm gonna align it again. So we're going somewhere, right? And save your work, guys. If you are working along with me, save your work. Jamil in the chat says, I admire your Illustrator skills. I have Creative Cloud Suite, but want to explore Illustrator more. Love that. Actually, on over on Behance, we have one of our hosts, Jack Watson, who is running Illustrator Weekly Challenge over on Adobe Live. So make sure to tune into those live next all throughout like the next few weeks. I think Jack did some. I don't know if I'm wrong, but Jack, correct me if I am. I think Jack started with the first week of Illustrator weekly challenge this week, which was super cool. I think I missed that, but make sure to check her out, Jack Watson, on Behance and YouTube and Instagram, everywhere, TikTok. All right, so that's my spiel for Jack. But we have this. Okay, why is it showing me all these edges? Okay, let me go back ahead. Let me find the center of this guy. So this is a fun thing. Now I have like, am I even creating anything? Oh, right here. Okay, so you're probably thinking I'm crazy. What is Anika even doing in here? This is like a complicated step that I still haven't figured out yet. But this is like the one thing that I want to create, like a fan. So the fan's gonna have like different shades, right? Save your work, back up your work, stay frosty, and Jack Watson is here right now. Exactly. So this is like the one thing that I haven't figured out. Where what if I like create a fan shape and I want to create a blend out of it. So what I want to do is use these shapes. I want to make like this bigger so that the blend is bigger, and then I'm gonna go in here. And okay, so now I have this right here. I'm gonna go to object, blend, and make. And it does something, but as you can see, it's not like in the center of like, if you can see this line. But we're gonna go with it. We're gonna do some manual work in here. I don't know how to like, if you are in chat, Jack, you are. But is there like a fun way? Okay, that's cool. But I think that might be too much. Maybe I'll use 5 steps. There must be a different way to like align them if they're like the same amount of ridges, but I would have to go and count, and I don't have the time for that right now, so I am gonna let this be for now. And I am actually gonna go ahead and like bring this to the bottom where I was working, just for comparison. I always think it's so fun to like go back and compare. I'm like, oh, this is how we did something, and that is cool. And then I'm gonna go ahead, object expand, and then click OK. And I'm gonna click Command C, Command F, and then transform it. And now it's on both the sides. Can you see the vision? Let me know if you can see the vision. Jack in the chat says, thank you. Yes, the weekly challenges for Illustrator, Photoshop, and video start next week. Okay, Jamil, the weekly challenges start next week. So make sure to tune in on Adobe Live. I think it is at 12 p.m. Eastern time every Tuesday for Jack. So make sure to tune in and say hello. And Jack is super talented. I love Jack. She explains information so in like such an accessible way. So I always love learning from her. So make sure to come in. And the projects are also like super fun. So like always come in and say hello. Okay, so this was the vision chat. Do you feel it? Do you see it? It's a little bit wonky. This vision is a bit wonky, but but do you see it? You see it now, right? I love it. Okay, Ryan, thank you. I appreciate that. But I think I want to keep this here. And then I do want to go back, create another copy. And in this case, I actually want to go ahead because it's 3:40 right now, my time. It is like a little bit, I'm cutting it close to the time. So I do want to quickly jump in here and go Shift D because I'm drawing inside the shape. And then I want to go ahead and like maybe match it. Actually, you know what? I'm going to leave it be for time's sake. The order of the points on the top and the bottom shape might be reversed, which is why that's probably happening. Oh, you're right. You are right. You're so right about that. But I think since this is like a very fun design and like in itself not very like, oh, this is how art is supposed to be, like I feel like that this design that is still a bit wonky still works. And are you really gonna count the ridges unless you are like me and you would? I don't know. I would probably go back and change this, but I am gonna delete this for now. But you can actually reverse the ridges. Jack in the chat is giving me a really cool um inside here, which is maybe it's the ridges, but yeah, I think this looks cool. I don't know. Do you guys agree? Do you guys agree? Let me know. We don't have the time for it anyway, so we're not doing it today. Okay, we're not doing it today. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, I don't know what to tell you. I'm gonna delete this and place it in place. Place it in place. What? Paste it in place. All right. This got fun really quickly. Okay. That looks cool. I love this. We have about 20 minutes to go in the stream, so let's dive into it head first. Okay. My name is Ryan. And you can call me Chad. Yes. Thank you, Ryan. All right, and I feel like we could add like some detail to the face here as well. Maybe like, ooh, you know what? I have an idea. Okay, so and then we can like make it small. I always hate when it happens. Okay, maybe we can make it smaller, like a little cutout in the face. And I'm gonna use Pathfinder again. Oh, wait a minute. Before I use that, I'm gonna use the direct selection and use these two guys. Oh man, what is happening? Oh, here we go. And then maybe want to like center it. Is this centered? Yeah, it is now. Maybe like decrease it. Not that. Okay. And center it. And hey, I'm still a shape. This is not Pac-Man. But that could be like a face. That's cool, right? It's slightly bigger. So what I'm gonna do is go back in here and then decrease it much more. And then go to the center. Not that. What's happening? Is this even inside? Oh. Yeah, and then go to direct selection and go back. Okay, here we go. I actually don't hate that. And then I'm gonna bring it. Ooh, that is cool. Okay. And then I'm gonna bring it. Sorry, at this point I feel like I'm talking to myself. Isn't that how it be in 2024? Let's normalize talking to yourself when you're designing. I feel like all of us do that, but we're just too afraid to admit it. But 2024 is not being afraid to be yourself. So, you talk to yourself while you design? Good on you. All right, it does look fun. Cool style. Well, I love that. Love those colors together. Anika, Tuesday noon at Adobe Lab. I put it in my notes. Okay, love it. Thank you again for being here too. I appreciate you joining in and joining in all the fun. We're a little bit like running on slow on time, so I'm like really quickly doing things, but we're getting there. Okay, we're getting there. We're almost done with like the front of the thing. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually gonna paste this up here just to get it quicker. And then we have this guy here. Ooh, okay. And then I'm gonna go in here. That's not what I want. Oh, damn. Did I do something? That's interesting that it wouldn't. Oh, that is so interesting. Okay, I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna go in here. That is so fascinating that Illustrator that would not let me paste that shape in a union situation. Okay, how about we expand this and then we just have the shape. Yeah, and then maybe I want to align it. Just I think it's aligned. And then I go inside the shape and then paste it. Okay, here we go. Okay. All right, we're gonna keep this on the side and figure that out later. Okay, and then we have this guy. All right. Okay, and now comes the most fun part, which is Happy New Year and adding the text. I do love Chutzpah fonts, so I'm just gonna use that. I know Chutzpah just got on Adobe fonts, and there's this font that they have that is Venice Boulevard, and I really love this. So I am actually gonna do that. I am gonna expand it. Sorry, not sorry, but I'm gonna expand it, and I'm gonna bring it up top here. And then I really love creating like stag logos in general, like stag logo variations. So I'm gonna do just that with like 2024. Remind everybody that hey, it's 2024 now, and don't write 2023 in your journal. And then maybe like 2024 in here, maybe like make it slightly bigger. And then use like Happy New Year. I feel like this is coming along. This is so fun. I love these shapes. And then maybe use like this shape and go back in here. Oh, yeah. and then use type on a pods. So I'm gonna use type on a pods and say happy, or maybe like happy new year. And this will actually serve as the postcard that you send people. So you will be able to like send this to your colleagues, to your friends. It serves a lot of purpose at the like it can be like marketing. It is like marketing. Someone will keep it on their it's like non-transactional because someone will keep it on their like desk for 5 months and they'll forget about it, and then 6 months they'll think about like, oh, who creates fun shapes, and they'll get reminded of me, and they're like, oh, Oliver created this fun little card for me, maybe I should commission Oliver. So like I think that is a very fun thing that you can do with like implicit marketing in a way where you're not actually like it's not transactional, not too in the face, but you're still making a call to action with your QR code, which is this right here. So I feel like that is a very fun way to boost your business in the new year. A lot of people do implicit marketing, and like anything in hand that you can feel is something that does really, really well. Um, I'll admit I've always done it. I talk to myself all the time. Thank you for confirming, Ryan. I would have never known. Yeah, I appreciate you sharing that with me. So I feel don't feel out of place. But okay, and then this is that. And I expand it. I feel like this is coming together. What do you think, Chad? Do you think this is coming together? Let me know what you think. And then maybe I want to like slightly move it so that it's like this, okay? Oliver is the OG. Yeah, he is. The dragon's face is fun. It's like, hey, what's going on in here? Nobody invited me to this dragon party. I do have some tweaks to the dragon that I want to do, but we'll do that later. Mateusz, my friend who is actually the inspiration for using shapes, is in the YouTube chat. Make sure to follow Gust of Wind Studio on Instagram. I actually want to pull his profile up right now because he is an amazing illustrator that I have known to love over the years. He has some amazing work. Go ahead and check out and give my friend Matt a follow. Amazing, lovely shapes and the inspiration for today's design. I love getting inspired by his work all the time. The color palettes are amazing. So thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Love it. Okay. All right. So we have this. And now, without further ado, because we have only about 10 minutes left, I want to make like some shapes in here. I do want to go in here, maybe like bring it up top. And he's also my best friend. Did I say that? No, I didn't. But yeah, thank you for being here. And he also helped me print all of this. So without Matt, the stream wouldn't have been possible. Let me tell you guys that he's a savior. Okay, and then I want to create like another shape, which is like slightly smaller, but slightly bigger, if that makes sense. And then, ooh, I love that. Okay, thank you, Cody, so much for putting that in the chat. I really appreciate you. Thank you for putting that. I should have done that, but I did not know Matt would pop up in the chat. All right, and then maybe I want to make like a shape, which is essentially like white because I want it to have like a fun little look. And then when I send it to back, what happened? Ooh, okay, fun. And then maybe I want it to be something like so, and like center line it with the text, and that is cool, and everything is editable. I do want it to be slightly smaller, so maybe I'll do that in here. And I do want to write like one last thing, which is Happy Chinese New Year. So that is cool. France. Okay, sorry. Looking at chat, looking good. Oliver's the OG, superb. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. I love the chat. I missed you so much. I haven't been live in a while. I missed live streaming so much. The first time today when I was going live, I was like, wait, do I know what I'm doing? Is this how you do things? I don't know. And then everything worked out fine. So we're good. We're good. It's all good. Yeah. Alright, let me decrease this a little bit. Okay. And then I want to center it to this. Happy Chinese New Year. And then I want to say Ear of the Dragon. Over here, Ear of the Dragon. I'm just using the same Venice Boulevard black. I do want to decrease it down to like regular for the subtitle. So I want to decrease it to like maybe 9 points. Yeah, don't go less than 9 points on any of your designs that you're printing out, just because like it's easier to read on the eye. It'll still be legible when you print it. And then this lockup looks super cool. I do want to make like maybe make this like 10. And then, oh, I actually wanted to keep it 10. and then center line everything, and that will work. All right, where are we? Here we are. Okay. All right, that is cool. I'm gonna change that color to my other color. Where are you? Okay, slightly smaller but slightly bigger. Every art director ever. That is so true. That is so true. I also want to give this a background. It's not gonna be this little color, but it's gonna be not quite white. So I'm gonna make it this color, and then I'm gonna decrease the saturation to like this, increase the brightness. Here we are, send it to back. That's what we have. And then change this color and this color to that. And we almost have our design, I think. I kind of don't like this. Wait, did I lose my mouse? No. Universal control. Okay. All right. Awesome. And then this is like the front page of the design, or like the actual postcard design. I do want to group this and center line it to the page itself. It is center line. Maybe I want to like bring it to the bottom, and maybe I want to align it to this guy. So maybe I want to do this. That's cool too. And then I also want to align it, the old boxes trick. We all do this. I know you're guilty of it, so don't lie to me. Um, but we all do this, and I'm gonna continue to do this. It's just like makes the everything is like aligned to each other, and I love doing that all the time. So we have this, and we just created this in Adobe Illustrator in less than 50 minutes, so that is cool. I do want to take some time to like go back and maybe like add some additions to it. Maybe it is like a fan on the background, which is like the back of the card. You have the fan on the background here, and then maybe I want to put like my QR code in here as well, which is like smaller. Maybe I want to like make it the size of the fan, maybe not that small, like so. I want to align this to actually the edge of the page. So here we are, right over here. And then I want to bring these down like so, so everything is aligned. I want to delete these things, and now I want to use like maybe make space. Well, you're making a postcard, so you do want like all of these lines to be in there. I'm gonna press like Command D to make these lines, and you have beautiful little note cards to like write your message here for your friends. And the last step is exporting and printing your note cards. So that's what we're gonna do in the last 5 minutes. And I know that Oliver, add some sparkles. Ooh, that's a great idea. Maybe we should add some sparkles in 1 minute. Okay, let me add some sparkles real quick. Let me add some sparkles because Cody asked for it. Okay, let me do that. Okay, they're not the same height, so we're gonna delete that. We're gonna bring this here. Go to strokes really, really quickly. Make a curved line. Command C, Command F, bring it to the center, and then Command C, Command F. Make it smaller, and then center line it to this guy. And then we're gonna 45-degree it, and then 45-degree it. Okay, I think this will be cool. Okay, Command G. What? That was crazy for a second. Okay, I think this is cool. I think this is cool for now. I think I want to delete this one. Okay. Oh, you know what? Thank you, Cody, for mentioning that, because I almost forgot that I had to do that. So yeah, Cody to the rescue. I love Cody so much. She always helps out. And then I think I want to change this color too. Okay, and then I want to bring this in here. All right, that is awesome. I love the sparkles. And then maybe you can like change this color background to here as well, so that the front and the back look the same. And then perhaps you can like, you know what you can do? You can group this all up. The last step will be exporting, and we'll sign out after that. Command C and then press Command F, and you have the same sparkles in all the place. I'm gonna Command F and Command G and then rotate it, and then maybe like make it awesome. And that's how you don't do it, because now they're overlapping. So maybe you delete this. Yeah, there you go. We have some sparkles, and the last step is perfect because we have only 1 minute to go. So you go to File, Save As, and you save on your computer. And this time you select PDF, you save, and click on replace because I already tried doing that. And click on all printers marks. So because you want to print it out and you want your trim marks to be there with the bleed, and you click on save PDF. I'm going to click on OK and click on OK. And I'm going to bring up my Finder window real quick. How much time do we have? How much time do we have, chat? Okay, we have my, okay. And this is what we created. And this is like the printer version. This is the design that we created today. Obviously the face needs some detail, but this is how I created a note card with my QR code. Now, since this QR code does not have any information to it, maybe you can add your logo on top. There can be your handles on the bottom of the note card. You can do all of these fun little details after the fact, but for now, I think this is a great start. I do want to come back to my face real quick and say hello to you, because I do have some fun things. Reach out to me on Instagram if you do want a snail mail of this note card as a Happy New Year design as well. There is a link in chat, which is Instagram, ANIKAAGG. You will get a copy of this little note card that I printed earlier. And I will write a special message for you if you are a community member and you've shown support over the years for me and Adobe Live. I really appreciate you, and in 2024 I'm gonna start it with appreciation. Maybe you'll get a sticker as well. I don't know. I'm still thinking about the goodies that I'm sending out. So thank you so much for joining and tuning in on Adobe Live. Stick around for Shauna Lynn right after me, coming up next on Adobe Live with some Spotify music cover playlist. I think she's gonna be using some hand lettering magic and creating some cool stuff. Reach out to me on Instagram DMs. Slide in those DMs if you want any of these. Not that. No, not at the last minute. Any of these. All right. Signing out now. Your friend, your design enthusiast, and your educator, I think. All right. Signing out. See me on the internet. Bye for now.